Hello again, and thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate your willingness to give me another shot. It's going to be a while before I have a true vision for this channel. Right now, it'll be a mishmash of topics and ideas until I can clearly see where life takes this channel. Like I said in my last video, I had a clear vision when my father was alive. He was going to be the main star of the channel, and I would do things behind the scene. But sadly, with his passing, my vision for this channel went out the window, and I have to start from scratch. And right now, I don't know where to go. Now that I've had to rethink the whole direction of this channel and my beautiful dream of starring my father working in the garden and making the garden boxes and stuff has vanished. I haven't been able to find a direction. I thought about change the name to my Upside Down Business and talking about what it's like running a business while dealing with chronic health issues like fibromyalgia and migraines, and now it seems Crest. But the problem with that is that it's kind of a discouraging channel. That would be a very discouraging channel. Perhaps if I had listened to my father, and I really regret that I didn't listen to him when he kept asking me, have you started the shop, start that shop, because financially, I probably would be in a better place. My shop, because of the bounty that was brought in through the pandemic, who knows, maybe I could have had a shop that was making $10,000 a month sale. Maybe I could have been one of the lucky ones to make $100,000 the first year. I don't know. Maybe it would have only been a couple $100. But that extra few $100s in sales would definitely have put my shop in a better place now, because it would have had a much better sales history to deal with instead of 39 sales. Doesn't give the world's greatest history. So I taking an honest look at my shop. I'm like, who's going to want to hear about a shop that's struggling to get 1, 2, 3 sales a month? Some months don't get any sales. That's okay for the once in a while topic to share my opinions and my thoughts, because I know I have valid points. I have some valid opinions about how I wish that Etsy would allow us to say, this is like KDP. I love what they do for their ads. You can go to a keyword and you can say, oh, this word I want a 10 cents bid to be topped out. Maybe this one I'm doing really good, so I'll go 25 cents. And you can control by keyword your bid amount. Unfortunately, Etsy doesn't have that. You could spend $1 a day, but they can choose to spend $1 a day on one ad if they wanted to. You have no control. And I think just because you're a beginner shop, hey, you still have a very valid point for things like that. Valid opinion, but most people want to hear about the exception, the breakaway shops that are making all that money, because hey, that's everybody's dream. Now it's my dream. I would love to have a shop that made $100,000 in sales every year. I would love to be one of those people I've heard about who were saying, oh yeah, it's when I reached $9,000 in profits that I realized I could quit my job. And I'm like, at that point, I'm down from making $20,000 in profit, and I'm back down to 15, and I'm like, oh, to have your problem. I would be so happy to have your problem. $15,000 in profit? I would love that problem. Give me that problem. But no, I had the opposite problem. I'm trying to make $15 a month right now. And that's not something everybody wants to hear about. Well, at least not all the time. Maybe someday when and if my sales improve, it could become a channel of something of focus for this channel or a new channel. That would be great. But right now, I don't want to just have something that discourages. I can share my thoughts, my insights, my ups and downs once in a while, so that other people can come say, hey, I'm not alone in struggling on Etsy. Or others might say, at least my shop is doing better than yours, and they could feel a little bit better. From time to time, yeah, but the sole focus, not right now. Even though this channel is called My Upside Down Life because of my chronic health issues, and I always wanted to share some of the stories about my health issues in hopes that others suffering through my circumstances like me would realize they're not alone, because it's really encouraging when you know that you're not the only one out there dealing with an issue. And it was my hope that through some of these stories that those who are currently working in the medical field or thinking about going into the medical field would realize that it's important to not just dismiss someone because they think the person is too young to get sick, because they just figure it's got to be because they're an overweight, depressed person, or the first round of tests didn't show anything. Rare conditions like CREST don't show up in the normal, they're not going to show up in the CBC. They're not going to show up in a metabolic panel. They're not going to show up necessarily with an ANA. You've got to do some other test. So it helps to go past square one. And if they had been done earlier, who knows how different my life would have been. But I never wanted it to be the sole focus of this channel. I wanted to have something cheerful and uplifting. I wanted other things to bring in, and I just don't know what right now. In a way, I guess I do have a theme to this channel. It's not a concrete theme, like this is a pet channel. How to make $100,000 selling books on KDP or selling on Etsy. No, it's not that kind of a channel. It's not something concrete and easy to define like those type of channels would be. Yet there is a sort of a theme to this channel, and that is taking the upside down life I've been handed, and by the grace of God, finding ways to make it the best life that I can. Finding ways to improve my health, to do some of the things I want to do. Sure, I can't go out and garden in the ground like some people can. The muscle stiffness, the aches, the pain, the shortness of breath isn't going to let me get down on the ground. But I can still have a little garden in a raised garden bed. That's a way to get around it. I took that upside down and I transformed it, and I still hit something. So I guess in a way there is something. Finding a way to live that best possible life. That is my theme of this channel. And maybe by sharing some of these experiences, sharing some of the workarounds, the changes in diet, even sharing some of those frustrating experiences I had when doctors brushed off my symptoms as being due to just being overweight and depressed, or could it possibly have existed because I was too young to be sick? But maybe those experiences and my attempts to try to still enjoy that quality of life and do something instead of letting my sickness control and dictate my whole life will inspire others, will give them encouragement that they're not alone, and maybe in some small way encourage others to not let circumstances completely rule them, and fight to have the best quality of life that they can have and help others. So, well, anyways, I hope in some way this will prove to be the channel will prove to be a blessing. And once again, if you listen to this seemingly disconnected rambling, I want to say thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.